Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Warwick Preschool's virtual open house. We ask you to sit back, relax, and we hope you get enough information to help you make the decision to send your child to Warwick Preschool. We would like to just say welcome to you and hope that you find the information useful. Have a look around. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to anyone listed at the end of the virtual tour. We welcome you in advance to the Warwick Preschool family. And we're going to get started. Our mission at Warwick Preschool is to provide a safe and nurturing and stimulating learning environment which encourages risk-taking, problem-solving, exploration, and the development of the whole child. Each member of the Warwick Preschool community is valued. We celebrate our similarities, our differences, while fostering self-esteem, confidence, and respect for others and self. Our fabulous team, they're all here this evening. We have Miss Julie Lowe. Are you here yet, Miss Lowe?
Yes, I'm here. Good evening, everyone.
We have, she's also our teacher leader. She's one of our classroom teachers. We have Miss Janaea Berkeley. Are you here, Miss Berkeley?
Good evening, everyone.
And we have Miss Simons, who is having technical difficulties, but she will log on as soon as she gets a minute. We have Miss Kraft.
Good evening, everyone.
And we have Miss Hurst.
Good evening.
And we have Miss Farbert. She's our paraeducator and she is not able to be with us this evening. We also have a support staff. We have Miss Patricia Dill. She's our learning support teacher. We have our educational therapist with Miss Lori Morby. And we have our school counselor, which is Miss Vincent. We also have support staff from the Department of Health. We have a speech and language therapist. We have an occupational therapist and a physical therapist. Right now, I'm going to give you, it's a video of, it's a little lengthy, but it gives you an idea of what the inside of our school building looks like. Since we are living in the times of a pandemic, parents aren't allowed in the building, but I thought it was necessary for parents to get an idea of what the inside of our school looks like. I will talk through most of it, and if it gets too long, I will stop midway. So this is the main entrance to the main building of the school. So if your child is placed in a classroom over this side, this is where you would enter. This is our entry foyer where the three classes in this building hang their bags, their backpacks. And we're entering into our common area where we have our three classrooms. Where preschool used to be an open plan, but this year, last year, summer, they enclosed the classrooms to meet the needs of the COVID protocols. So over this side of the building, you have Ms. Kraft's class, Ms. Hurst, and Ms. Lowe's classroom. We have 4 bathrooms over this side of the building, 2 for the boys and 2 for the girls. Our first classroom is Ms. Kraft's. Ms. Kraft's Cool Cats. That's what she calls her class. Our next visit is into Ms. Hurst's Honeybees. In each classroom, Every preschooler has their own cubby where they put their backpack in, their lunchbox in every day. And you'll notice in Ms. Hurst's classroom, the chairs all facing one way. Again, that's to adhere to the COVID-19 protocols for schools. This is the second set of bathrooms, and those double red doors leads to our playground area, main playground area, which you will see at near the end. Now, last classroom is Ms. Lowe's Smarties. This is her classroom. We're now going to go through the hallway and the walkway that takes us over to the two other remaining classrooms, which we refer to as the annex building. Now, if your child is in this classroom, you won't come through the main building. You enter over this side of the preschool. In this classroom, we have two classes right now. Because of COVID, we pull a petition across. We're hoping to get a drywall petition built during the summer so that it makes it two complete classrooms. So right now there's 10 on one side and 10 on the other. And this is Ms. Simon's and Ms. Buckley's classroom. Straight ahead, the bathrooms for this area are located on the left. I'm sorry, on the right. This area right here is our therapy room. And if your child is in this classroom, in this building, you would enter from this side of the school. You pull in the parking lot by the rubber tree and your child will enter this classroom from this end. And this is just due to the COVID-19 protocols. We're now going to enter the playground area. We have 3 playgrounds. This is playground C. The children come out according to class. So every class plays in a different playground every day, and then it rotates. Again, adhering to the COVID-19 protocol. So this is playground C. The teachers bring out play equipment for the children to use on this playground. We're entering into playground B. This is the main playground where the playground equipment is. Each classroom has 10 students and 1 qualified, skillful, dedicated teacher here at Warwick Preschool. So when the children are on the playground, it's only 10 at a time because they must maintain their bubble. We have 2 classes that are a pod, which means they come together during playtime. We're going over to the final playground, which is playground A. We usually use this playground as our gardening playground, but right now we're also using it for a play area. And again, the teachers bring out play equipment. And that's a full view of playground A. I'm going to switch to our next slide because I think you get a general idea of this preschool building. Ms. Lowe will now give an overview of the creative curriculum. Ms. Lowe.
Okay, good evening again. Creative curriculum is our Bermuda island-wide government preschool curriculum. It's based on comprehensive standards from birth through grade 3. Let's see. These standards are research-based, they're developmentally appropriate, and also they meet the needs or are easily adaptive to the needs of each child. There's 38 objectives that are again research-based, and they cover different content areas and are foundational for precursor to getting ready to learn and being able to sort of set the tone for the students to enjoy their preschool year and getting them mastered the readiness skills that they need to move on as they transition to the primary years. As I was saying, that this covers different content areas, as you can see on the screen: social, emotional, physical, language, cognitive, literacy, mathematics. And at some point, because of this being recorded, you can peruse through the objectives at your leisure and sort of, I guess, absorb exactly what I'm trying to express to you. But in layman's terms, it has the foundation on this curriculum that children are going to learn through play. You get to explore, discover, and also it's intentional, as it helps teachers to sort of intentionally arrange interest areas in the room. And with that, it's complementary studies that are introduced to the children. They get to explore it. It's project-based. They get to have intentional experiences, and it's supported with these interest areas in each classroom. And also, this is also going to enhance the academic growth of the children.
Thank you, Ms. Lowe. Just having a little technical difficulty. We have some supporting programs such as OWLS PALS, which is a resiliency-based early childhood curriculum designed for 3 to 8-year-olds to assist in developing personal and social and emotional skills. We also have a phonemic awareness program, which is Haggerty. It's a 35-week daily phonemic awareness skills program that takes about 10 to 15 minutes out of our preschoolers' day. A typical, missing a slide. A typical preschool day begins with free choice activity or this classroom teacher working one-on-one instruction. We start with our morning meeting, and then we have our interest areas, which Ms. Lowe previously mentioned. Our morning meeting is where we do our general instruction. We have a question of the day that guides our instruction based on the investigation or study that we're doing for the month. Sometimes the investigations could be 6 weeks, could be a month, could be 2 weeks. It depends on how the children are responding and their interests. Our interest areas are dramatic play, puzzles, literacy, music and movement, cooking, sand, water play, or rice play, discovery, outdoors, writing, math, and art, and they're rotated throughout the week. So these are just some photos of our students engaging in some of the interest areas. Here's some math activities, language, physical and gross motor. We also have a gross motor Thursday where we go over to PHC Field, and we have an obstacle course set up where each class goes through the obstacle course. We do that every Thursday. This is examples of some block play, art, music and movement. We have a fabulous Friday, every Friday, where the children come outside due to COVID regulations, come outside and they, in their classes, they dance and listen to music. We also expose them to certain musical instruments, and that is led out by Mrs. Buckley. We have Bike Day, the last Thursday of every month. We ask that all the children wear a helmet. We also do this per class. Our COVID protocols. Depending on what phase we're in, government schools have phases 1, 2, 3, and 4. Right now we're in phase 2, and you'll get those guidelines once your child starts school. So preschoolers must remain in their parents' car upon arrival. You drive around the main parking lot. Your child gets the temperature taken, and parents are asked a series of 4 questions. And all preschoolers must wear a mask when entering and leaving the building. And we encourage you to have 2 masks, because if they have the cloth mask, they tend to get a bit wet throughout the day. Some additional information. We have our parent-teachers conferences in November and June. This year, unfortunately, we weren't able to do November because Warwick Preschool was one of the schools that didn't have the 80% initially to go in. So we had to put things off to a later date. Progress reports are sent out twice a year. For parent communication, we have a monthly newsletter that is sent to him that provides information on the investigative study, parent tips, upcoming events, and friendly reminders. Ms. Barkley will now share about the morning care and aftercare program. Ms. Barkley?
Yes, good evening, everyone. I'm going to talk about the morning program first. It starts at 7:45 in the main building where the pictures of the Gombe's are. We enter in that way. It's $20 for the whole entire week, and it's cash. And that is for the whole week, regardless if you come 1 day or 2 days. It's $20 for the entire week. At 8:30, we will dismiss your little ones to their classes. And for the after school program, it starts at 3 o'clock. Your child will be dismissed from their classes and come into the main area, and then we will go outside for the remainder of the evening and have activities outside until 5:30. 5:30 is the pickup time. The payment for the after school program is a voucher that you can get from any post office. Make sure you ask for the preschool one, because the primary school one is more money. For that program also, the voucher will cover the entire week, regardless if your child comes once or twice. And that is the morning and after school program. Thank you.
We have pizza lunch every Friday. We were just given the go-ahead from the Department of Health that we can start our pizza lunch program. So we have pizza lunch every Friday for a cost of $6 a week. We do have school fundraisers once per term, but that's been put off again because of COVID. Ms. Barkley, you can share about the school T-shirts.
Yes, I have on a school T-shirt this year. If the first year we changed into polos, we usually have a regular T-shirt. We usually wear these shirts on Fridays during Fabulous Friday and on any outings that we might have. Hopefully, once we go get past this COVID protocols. So every Friday and outings. And the price for these shirts is approximately $25. So thank you.
We aim to be a trash-free school, so we encourage parents to provide lunch boxes that are trash-free. Our preschoolers are allowed to only bring water to school with a healthy lunch and snacks. No junk food. That includes chips, corn kernels, Oreos with the dipping icing, anything that would deem unhealthy, we try to discourage. Our extracurricular activities that are offered depending on what phase we're in with COVID are Jump to Be Fit, Kaleidoscope, and Juketsu. There is a cost for these programs. However, I don't have the cost right now because we haven't started the programs yet as of yet. We had hoped to when school went out for Christmas break. We were in phase 3. But now we're back in phase 2. So hopefully in September, we'll be able to offer these programs. Our special activities, our fun activities, our pajama day, color day, toy day, mix match day, wacky sock day, and then we just make up things as we go. Now for registration. Many of you may already know, registration will be from January the 14th to February the 4th. The link will be posted on the Public Schools Facebook page and on the ministry's website, I think midnight as of January 14th. Unlike previous years, the application process is digital as the ministry is trying to go paperless. The application goes directly to the admissions coordinator, Ms. Jackie Eve. I'm not sure if she's still here. Ms. Eve, are you still here?
Yes, I'm still here.
Oh, perfect. Once the application is submitted, the administrator of the school has little to no interaction in the process. You should have received a flyer unlike this, or you will see it on the ministry's website. It has all the guidelines for registration. So the required process is the application obviously is online. You need a birth certificate, verification of one residential address, example, utility bill, lease, bank statement, no letters from family or friends, proof of guardianship if applicant is being registered by a non-parent. All applicants should be toilet trained and have had a 2-year-old screening done. Is Ms. Trott still here?
I think she's going over to Southampton.
Okay. So if your child has not received the CDP assessment, just register them anyway, so that we will know that you were waiting for a date. Ms. Eve, did you want to say anything about registration?
Good evening, everybody. Just that this year there has been a change. We have listened, or I have listened to the responses from parents. Usually a lot of parents find out late about registration. I wasn't aware, I couldn't get my documentation in order. So this year I am trying something new. So fortunately enough for all of you, it is no longer a 3-day registration period this year. You have 3 weeks. So please do not everybody go rush out tonight and wait up for the application form. You have plenty of time to get your documentation in. One big thing that I hear, there's a rumor going around, and if you know anybody else who is also signing up for either preschool or primary school, it is not based on first come, first serve. I do see what time the applications are actually submitted, but it is not based on first come, first serve. So please ensure that your documentation is correct and everything is makes for a successful application. One more thing that I'd like to reiterate, because there are a huge number of applicants that have already signed up for open houses. So if that is any indication of applications that are going to be submitted this year, I could probably vote for that it may be an oversubscription. And what does that mean? That means please do not tell your current care provider, current preschool, that you have made an application and that you are going somewhere else in September 2022, until you have actually received a acceptance letter from us that you have been granted a placement, just in case there are insufficient spaces. you may have to maintain your space where you currently are. So just in the event of that, I ask none of you to give up your spots just until you receive an acceptance letter. And the date, I think you have it on the screen, I can't see it. The acceptance, when you'll find out when you accept your placements. So if you have been awarded a placement, you'll find out on Wednesday, March the 23rd, and you have to accept your placement by March the 28th. Any other questions? And also that Warwick Preschool is only for Warwick applicants, I'm sorry, Warwick residents.
Thank you, Ms. Eve.
Okay, no problem. Thank you so much. Have a good evening.
You too. At this time, if you have any questions, feel free to put them in the chat, and I'll do my best to answer them as best I can. However, some parents had, when you registered, had asked some questions, but I think most of them we've pretty much answered. Some people were asking about the academic calendar as far as how many breaks we have. We operate just like the primary schools, the middle schools, the senior schools. We have the same holidays: midterm break, Easter break, Christmas break. So I can just go through. So we have a midterm break in October. I'm not going to give specific dates because sometimes it changes. It might look different in September, but we get a midterm break in October. We get a Christmas break in December. That's about 2 weeks. We get a break in February for midterm break. And then we get an Easter break, and we get a week off for that as well. We do have some half days in the academic calendar that's used for professional development or teacher school leaders admin days. If anyone doesn't have any questions, we're done. If you have any further questions, you can email me or take a screenshot of this page right here. It has my contact information. It also has Ms. Eve's contact information. Our education officer for special education, Ms. Trott, she had to leave to go to another open house, but her contact information is there. And then our assistant director of early childhood, Ms. Bucci, her email address is right here. So take a screenshot, but you can always email me and I'll do my best to answer any questions. I just want to thank each of you for taking the time out to have a look around and to see what Warwick Preschool has to offer.
Ms. Tucker, Ms. Simons is on.
Is there any questions in the chat? Okay, so if there aren't any more questions, you will find this PowerPoint presentation on the Ministry of Education's YouTube page. And again, any questions, please feel free to reach out. Thank you and have a great evening.